Hello and welcome to this amazing edition of Page by Page and only on Romy Royal Television. A very cold morning it is in the city of Lagos and in the studio. My name is Gratitude Imakwele and this is still the Hot Topic segment where we talk about trending issues across the state. And this morning we'll be talking about the review of the Ekiti gubernatorial election and INEC's performance. Joining us on the Hot Topic segment to discuss this story is an amazing personality and political analyst, Mr. Prince Chilaka. Good morning, Prince. How are you doing today?
Morning, I'm good. Good. The weather
Okay.
is it's interesting, but the traffic is something else.
It is actually. Hope it wasn't an hassle getting down here.
Well, I always tell people no matter what the weather is, the show must go on.
The show must go on. Thank you. So now, moving direct into our discussion for today, like I said, is the review of the Ekiti gubernatorial election and INEC's performance. What do you think could be the problem of this country as it stands?
Well, I've always let me put it out there. For me, it's not about the party. I'm always one person that believes in candidacy, who the candidate is. The party can be very, very bad, monstrous and everything, but if the candidate knows his onions and is delivering the dividends of democracy to the people, I don't have a problem with it. Now, but where I have a problem is when we overlook malpractices. We embrace it as if it is normal. It's normal for people to rig election. It's normal for people to buy votes. It's normal for non-performing individual to win an election. Then there's something wrong with us. So
Very true.
we could all want to blame INEC, but the people have the blame 90% of the blame to themselves. And the people always get the kind of leadership they deserve. It's normal. So it's one thing for people to say, oh, we're dying. There's hunger. There's poverty. But what do they do when they have opportunity to right the wrong? Do they come out boldly to say, no, we don't want this? Or do they also fall back into that old dungeon that holds them down? So Nigerians are very funny people. Funny in the sense that as long as they're not benefiting from the system, whether financially or otherwise, the system is bad. But the moment they're able to benefit, even if it is 1,000 naira, then everything changes. So yes, INEC has its own flaws, but the people have the greater part of the blame because the people, did they vote according to their conscience? Or they voted according to their stomachs?
That's a very valid question. But there are Nigerians who sincerely went there to vote, the right choices or who they want to vote for, the party they want to vote for. But right now, there are mixed feelings and mixed emotions and fear for the forthcoming election in 2027. If this can be done right now, what is the possibility that their vote will count?
It's not about whether the people's vote will count. First and foremost, what do you call them? The opposition, they're not even serious. They are the most confused set of people right now. When your President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, was in the opposition, I mean, we saw how they reacted. They went all out. If you're in an opposition and you want to take over power, you become hungry. And the hunger and desire to be in power makes you do the right things. But here we have people who want power, but they're not ready to make sacrifices. Everybody in the opposition, nobody wants to make any sacrifice. You want the ordinary people to make the sacrifice, but you forget that you as a leader, you must set the right tone for people to follow. As it is today, I don't understand why you have, is it about 16 or 17 parties going to an election? And you know that you guys are going to compete against a strong, powerful,
opposition party,
money conscious party. So what do? This is when the opposition should come together and say, okay, good. There are about 4 or 5 major opposition parties. Can they come together and say, this war, we can't go it individually. Let us come together and put out one candidate. For each post, for each position, let us put one candidate. Because, okay, the ADC will put forward a candidate as governorship, and this other party put your Senate. So at the end of the day, it becomes one-on-one. And then it is easier to manage. But no, Nigerian politicians are the greediest set of human beings on this earth. It's all about them. It's about their stomach. It's about what they're ready to grab from the national cake. It's not about the people. Until the politicians begin to think about the people, we can never have good leadership in this country.
Very, very true. But you know, I was going to ask you a question regarding this same opposition party, because we have reports from the Ekiti election saying that they had no structure, saying that there were no collective, there was no, there was no, like you said, there was no pant or fight to win that election. They were just relaxed. Like they just left it all to the other party to win the election. And they have been going on and on about the rigging, about buying of votes and all of that. But the question is, was there structure?
When you say structure, every politician, quote and unquote, believes he or she has a structure. Now it comes down to, what do you call the structure? For some people, structure is how much money they can share to those who want to vote. To other people, structure is how many of the ordinary people will support them without asking for money. And to another person, structure is my ability to control INEC and security agencies. So it depends on what kind of structure you're looking at. But for anybody, any sensible person that wants to contest an election, you must have a team
Yes.
that works for you. And you know that this team can be trusted. Until we need to come to that understanding where we should have two parties in Nigeria. And you're either a Democrat or you're a Republican. And you stick to it. And then we also need to amend our constitution that makes it impossible for you to leave Party A as a governor to Party B and retain that governorship title. So there's so much flaw in our electoral process. But unfortunately, you have a very lukewarm 10th assembly, toothless bulldogs. All they think about is buying cars for themselves, going on holiday, sleeping in the chambers, suspending each other, attacking each other like kids. That's why if you see Gen Zs and Gen Alpha looking at the politicians, they'll just be laughing at, these guys are comedians. So when you say structure, I recall in 2023, run up to the 2023 presidential election, everybody said P2B didn't have a structure. That there were 4 people tweeting from a room, but eventually the 4 people translated to 6 million plus votes. So that shows you that everybody who is going to an election have a structure. Now, what is the way forward for a kind of electoral process? The way forward is that the politicians who are out there, who want to vie for election, they must be ready to make sacrifices.
Very true.
See, let me tell you, do you know what will happen if, as it is today, we have Peter Obi, we have Alhaji Atiku Abubakar in his own party, because his party have 3 candidates.
Yeah.
They have Alhaji Atiku Abubakar, they have Kachuku, they have Oba from their own party. SDP has a candidate. Showore is there. Now, don't you think it will make a lot of sense if they all look at themselves and say, look, who do you think among these persons the ordinary voters would vote for? And we say, okay, I don't want to be president. In as much as I've gotten the ticket of my party, for the sake of recovering, retaking Nigeria, I am ready to sacrifice my ticket. And I'm going to support that person that I believe
Would win
the election. So imagine all the opposition people gather together, irrespective of their party, and say, we're supporting Peter Obi. At the end of the day, it becomes Peter Obi against President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Don't you think that it will be a fierce battle?
It will.
So why are we not doing that? Why are our politicians so wicked? Even the ones that know that they cannot even win their polling
want
booth,
to contest.
they will still tell you, I will win. So it's when we say Ekiti, what happened in Ekiti? It is bound to happen. Why? Because who controls the security? Who controls INEC? Who controls cash? I heard people were giving up to 20,000 naira.
Yes.
There was even a video I saw where a man was really advertising his voter's card. We heard people were giving voters cards that were not claimed to go and vote. So when you have, if you had a formidable and strong opposition, things like that won't take place.
That's very true, and it's really sad that INEC that we so trust is now a
You
very has now
trust
a
you
very
if you trust
corrupt
INEC, if you
system.
trust INEC, it means that you are telling me that the dead can be resurrected. Yes. If you trust INEC, then you're telling me that the dead can be resurrected. There is no way INEC would be fair to everybody. Don't forget, he who pays the piper dictates the tone. We can't forget that. Moreover, this INEC chairman, Omopito, has been shredded in all kinds of allegations.
Yes.
So how do you expect him to be unbiased? See, we have a major problem. And that major problem is that so long as INEC is independent, I mean, it's not dependent, it's independent, it's dependent on the executive arm of government. So long as the president gets to appoint the INEC chairman, they were not ready to make progress. The same thing, you see, before we started using professors, we used justices. They also messed up. We now said, okay, let us go to professors because, in quotes, these are the people who build education, who build the people. Yeah. But are they faring better? Do you think that a Bola Ahmed Tinubu as a president will bring Nena Oti to become the INEC chairman? The INEC, what do they call it? INEC commissioner that was in Abia State, the one that returned Oti. Do you think that anybody would bring her to become INEC chairman? But when you want a free and fair election, you bring somebody with impeccable character. You bring a man with honor and proven integrity, or a woman with honor and proven integrity. We are not bereaved of such people. We have a lot of them. But will the political class agree? We always ensure that those we put are those who are corrupt and those who are seeking for favor.
Yes.
So you can't tell me that in the whole of Nigeria, you can't get somebody that will be free and fair. It's not possible.
It's not possible.
So for us to have an election that we can all beat our chests and be happy with, see, left to me, if I've said this thing before and I'll say it again. One, the continuous voters exercise is not continuous. It's just shamble. The government and INEC is using it to lie to the people. If it is continuous, then there won't be a date fixed. If it's continuous, the election itself will not stop you from getting your voters card.
Yeah.
Two, most banks now have been deployed the technology that allows you to print your ATM card at the entrance of the bank. Can't INEC deploy such equipment with all the humongous money that they budgeted for them? Can't they do that? So that it's easy for people to just go. You don't need to go and queue in INEC office.
Even virtual voting can be incorporated into our system.
So we're all saying the same thing. We all sit down, we do transactions on our phone. When you have things like Big Brother Nigeria, people vote on their phones and it counts. Why can't we do the same?
Why can't we do the same? Valid question.
Why are we going back to the Stone Age when we're already far? Everybody's talking of AI, ChatGPT. But where are we talking about? What are we talking about in Nigeria? We're still carrying paper, we're still carrying files. We're still doing analog when everybody has moved on. So we are not ready as a people to embrace what would give us good governance.
Yes. We really are not ready. But trust me when I say that we need to bring INEC to accountability. Before 2027 election, if not, we're going to get all messy.
It is the opposition parties that have to begin to speak out. If you expect the people to support you, you must lead the front. So the opposition parties should be able to say, we are fed up of this. I mean, look at what happened when 2012, 2013, 2014. Look at how they treated Jonathan.
Mm.
Protests all over the place. Nobody was arrested. Nobody was jailed. Nobody was charged to court for treason. Jonathan allowed the opposition parties to do what they want to do as opposition parties. But this government is not ready for that. You do it. After all, this is the first time in the history of Nigeria that the government will charge children for treason.
Mm-hmm.
Is that not laughable? They're charging children for treason, knowing that children will always do what the adults want them to do. Mm-hmm. You say they were carrying flags of other nations. Up to today, the government have not told us who produced those flags. They've not told us who gave the flags to the children. Everybody has gone to sleep. Everybody has gone to sleep. A country that cannot protect a general, you think that country can protect you and I? You think that country is ready to move forward? No, we're not. We're not ready to move forward. I think we enjoy the fact that we're in multidimensional poverty. And we enjoy the fact that every one of us seem to be comfortable in our poverty level.
Which is really, really sad. But you know, we got reports this morning that the UK Prime Minister, Keir Starmer, resigned from office in less than 2 years. And I just sat to think. I watched the clip and it was recounting things he has done in less than 2 years and all of that without campaigning. But now we have a system where our government, if that should be Nigeria, you'll be hearing, oh, we provided electricity, we fixed road. Those are essential needs.
Yeah, the problem with Nigerians is that we're still living in the dark age.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot use my money and build a borehole. And then you come and commission the borehole and you put your name and you put your pictures. This is archaic.
Mm-hmm.
Nigeria is the only country where the money you spend in building the borehole compared to the money you spend in commissioning it, they're almost the same. If not more. But the reason why you are in government, the reason why you are voted in, the reason why you are employed by the people is to provide those services. It's to provide those services. But in providing them, you feel you're doing the people a favor. And the people stupidly and sheepishly believe that you're doing them a favor. And that is why it pains me.
Honestly, it's so sad.
So if you construct a borehole for a community out of the revenue you get from everybody, there's no need for you to say you want to commission it.
Mm-hmm.
And the people who go out when they call for this commissioning, they are all dullards. They need to have their brains checked. We need to begin to tell the politicians the truth. You can't tell me, oh, you're doing a 10-kilometer road. Is it your father's money? It is the money of the people. Why would you construct the road and then you bring people on the road to come and say that you want to commission the road? Is it your money? Is that not what you're paid to do? Until Nigerians begin to shun such attitudes, such behaviors, this country cannot move forward. Sometimes I ask myself, well, how many places in the world do you see them going to commission roads? Commission, you buy a new aircraft, add to your fleet, you commission it. You marry a new wife, you commission it. You give birth to a new son, you commission it. This is what the political class is doing. You're using the people's money to try to develop them while putting your nails on their neck.
Which is very, very sad. I mean, you completely said everything that should be said. Nigerians should begin to wake up. You cannot expect us to be grateful for the barest minimum. Things we are entitled to. They are entitlement. So if you're trying to campaign, Nigerians need to wake up, because you're trying to campaign and you're like, I'll provide you electricity, I'll provide you road. Those are things that you should do. Are entitlement. So whatever you are trying to, give out to us should be things that you should do as a government. Not this.
Well, they tell you they are provided. Nigerians have not started asking questions. When you say you're provided, are you provided with your own money? Our major problem in this country, why we're not developing, is the fact that we lack continuity. Every new person that comes wants to, you feel that, oh, I want to have glory, attached to my name. And then I ask, is it not people that would look at what you have done and attribute legacies to you?
To you.
There is no way you will talk in Nigeria today that you mention the name late Latif Jakonde. Even people who were not born before, they were like, I've heard that name. I know that this man did a lot. You mentioned the late Sam Mbakwe, people will say, oh, that man did a lot. But what you have today, you construct a house with people's money. You put the name. You put any name you want on it. Not asking, not minding, about the people. Not minding about the people. So this mentality of those in government always commissioning projects and attributing it to themselves. Without the people's money, you cannot do anything.
Mm-hmm.
Without taxpayers' money, you cannot do anything. So just believe that you are there to work for the people. And government needs to start asking the Nigerian people, what do you want? Not what they think you want. See, what played out in Ekiti State is a charade. And anybody who said he was expecting something better from this INEC, that person has not started. Because this is Nigeria. Anything goes.
Anything goes. And honestly, we need to wake up as Nigerians. We need to wake up. These cannot keep stretching. Because I saw a video online where they were throwing breads out of moving vans and Nigerians were rushing to grab the bread. You are above such act. Will that bread be enough to sustain you and your family for the next 4 years? Please, we need to keep doing the right thing and speaking in one voice.
That issue of bread, throwing bread at the people, it's another, what they'll call it, poverty alleviation.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a way of really, really putting your people down. It's a way of really shaming your people. You're throwing bread. You don't even have the decency to give them the bread one by one. You're throwing it. You're throwing leftover to the people. And the people are rushing and gladly collecting it. Nigerians are shameless.
Very true.
Nigerians are shameless. Sometimes I wonder how a lot of us sleep at night. Honestly, I wonder how we sleep at night. We're not ready to hold anybody accountable. We just want to believe that, it is the will of. It is not the will of God for anybody to be treated like an animal. And anybody who preaches that needs to go into a psychiatric home. Those who want to contest the election should learn to respect the people. They owe the people that.
They owe the people that much. And Nigerians should also learn to respect themselves. It's one thing to commit an act or to extend an act. It's another thing to receive it. So please, let's do things differently. Let's try as Nigerians to go off that poverty-stricken mindset, please. Thank you so much, Mr. Pace, for doing justice to the topic of today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. And to all our amazing viewers out there, thank you so much for sticking with us from the beginning to the end of this amazing edition of the Hot Topic segment on Page by Page. And also follow us on all our social media platforms on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, YouTube, and X. My name is Gratitude Imokwede. Bye for now.